What's going on, everyone? This is so important. I can't contain it in my mind like I thought I could. I have to make a video. I have to talk about this because it's so fascinating. It's so important when it comes to cleansing, when it comes to detoxification. Hey, I've been into this for a very long time. I've been into this for 16 years hardcore and even longer when it comes to health. And every single day I'm learning more and more. That's how it should be, right? We're always learning. We should always be growing. We should always be striving to do better. Not in a desperate way, not in a shameful way or in this uncontrolled, chaotic way, but to really want to grow and get it right. But when it comes to detoxification, like I've studied so much about health, I'm always looking to understand what is the most important aspect of health should I be focused on? What should I be focused on when it comes to health? I mean, we could talk about vitamin K. We could talk about arteries. We could talk about the pancreas. We could talk about digestion. We could talk about losing weight. We could talk about mental health. We could talk about spiritual health and the celestial. We could talk about so many different aspects to health. And I'm gonna say right here, out of all 16 years I've been learning about health, when it comes to toxicity, that is right up there. That's like number 2. Spiritual warfare is always number 1. It always starts with the celestial, right? But number 2, and it's really in conjunction with the spiritual realm, are toxins. The toxicity of our cities, the toxicity of our world, the parasitic understanding. I'm so adamant about this because this is a missing key here for a lot of us in this modern day society when it comes to America, and when it comes to the entire world, state to state, country to country. And I do my best to study every single country. Like, I mean, I've studied a lot of the Russians. I studied a lot of the people in Poland and Denmark, and the people in Africa, and the people in Japan and Korea, the people in Holland, the people in Brazil. There's so much in Mexico, and the Aztecs and the Native Americans and the Islanders and the Central America. I mean, I really do study and learn from so many of some of the world's greatest health practitioners in history. And when it comes to toxicity, when it comes to the parasitic understanding, this is right up there at the top. Cleansing is so important. The more I'm learning, it's like, I believe, especially in America, we underestimate the consciousness and the power of parasites. We really do. They are stronger than I even knew. They are more intelligent than I even thought. As we detoxify, as a lot of people detoxify, and they see worms coming out of their system, they see different things coming out of their system, tapeworms and all this type of stuff, it's really real. It is really real. The more I dive in, I'm like, okay, whoa. This is why the mushrooms are coming to help us detoxify. The chaga and the lion's mane and the reishi and the cordyceps. All these different mushrooms are helping us detoxify. When we really think about it, a lot of the tools that are on earth when it comes to herbal tools and alternative medicine, and a lot of it aids in the process of detoxification. Colloidal silver, garlic, yellow dock, burdock, aloe vera, ashitaba, just so many different herbs help detoxify. That's like a big charcoal. Like, the list goes on and on. The zeolites, so many detoxification agents that it really is imperative that we understand what we need to understand about it, because it's influencing our emotions, influencing our mind, influencing every single thing that we do. Where I'm at right now, I'm like, how healthy can I get? It's the cleansing. It's the cleansing. It's the immune system. That's one of the biggest kept secrets. Because I was like, well, how important is green juice? compared to mushrooms? And how important is fruit compared to colloidal silver? How important are antioxidants? How important? It all comes down to more of a detoxification. It really does. I mean, even if you're fortifying your immune system with astragalus, or fortifying your immune system with ginseng, or fortifying your immune system with cordyceps, or fortifying your immune system with schizandra. There's so many different herbs. I mean, chocopedra, shiravati, ashwagandha. I mean, the list goes on and on. There still needs to be a form of detoxification when it comes to health and healing. And a lot of times we think we know, but our pride gets in the way of really understanding on a deeper level when it comes to health. Because the more I detoxify, especially when it comes to detoxification of the colon, I learn more and more. The colon is like a time machine. It's like it sends you deeper into the state of your subconscious, deeper into the baggage that we've been holding on to mentally. So the mind-body connection continues to come up in the midst of my consciousness. The more I cleanse, the more peace I have. The more I cleanse, I have more clarity. And I would tell you, I've taken hundreds and hundreds of different herbs, gone down the rabbit hole of different health modalities, and it always comes back to cleansing. It always comes back to cleansing. And there's a video that I'm in the middle of watching. This is why I really came on here to share with David Wolf. And I think it's his cousin. And they're talking about parasites. It was filmed a year ago. So if you just put in David Wolf on parasites, he has several videos, not that many videos on parasites, but man, it's one of the greatest videos I've seen. And our value system is skewed in this world. A lot of times we don't know what's more important and more relevant at the time. If we can really understand what's more important at the time, that could save us a lot of time, right? I'm always like, what's the most important? What should I be focusing on now? I'm telling you, the parasitic understanding and the cleansing, the detoxification, especially when it comes to the colon, is huge. Especially if you want to lose weight, mental health, spiritual health, everything, everything. And the thing about it is the threshold could be so hard because you could be living with a parasite for 30 years that a lot of people just back out and go, no, it's not the parasites. I got to eat meat. It's helping me. A lot of times the parasites want the meat. See, I know I'm going into this, oh, is meat bad? I wouldn't say bad. I'm just going to say that it feeds parasites. I'm going to come on here and say it. And somebody say, oh, you're biased now. You're just catering to the living food vegans. I'm going to say something. I'm all about anything that works. And if you want to feed the parasites and have a rush of adrenaline, you could live that life, right? But if you're into detoxification, peace, and an open mind, just know that parasites, when you really get into it, they don't really, like the bacteria, probiotics, when you really get into living foods and cleansing, beneficial bacteria, they don't really want to eat meat. They want living foods. They want plants. They want all this stuff. They want living foods. But we've been so far removed from the truth that we think that we need meat. We think that we need to eat this and eat that. But really, I'm telling you, man, it's there's a lot going on. I bought a book that is all about parasites. I forgot who it's by. It was written, I don't know when, like 20 years ago or something like that. And they got a lot of books on parasites on Amazon. They got testimonies. It's in my opinion, when it comes to health, this is up there with it's the greatest secret in all of this I don't want to say in history, because the ancients knew. They knew. A lot of them knew. But then the last 75 years, I've been analyzing this. Oh, when did it happen? You know what I mean? When TV was introduced, I believe in the 50s, and then in America, they found a way to put people to sleep. And what's one of those ways? Parasites. Now, here's what's interesting. When it comes to the neural net, if you follow political updates, Elon Musk, when it comes to the neural link, that development comes from the parasitic understanding. So there's political infiltration due with the understanding of parasites, right? Look at China. They've taken their understanding of parasites, because it works so well to fool the people, to infiltrate people's mind in a nano way when it comes to the neural links in human consciousness. It comes from a parasitic understanding. Because a lot of people don't want to believe it, because we want to believe that we're the rulers of our consciousness, but parasites have consciousness. They're living. What about the sushi? The sushi is filled with tapeworms. So if you ingest sushi, you're ingesting tapeworms. And some say, oh, our body's strong enough to detoxify it out. Is it? What is the best way to detox? Deborah, what's going on? Good afternoon. The best way to detox. See, this is interesting, because the best is the best of what works for you. It all depends on where you're at in life. Where I'm at could be different from where you're at. Where somebody's at could be different from where I'm at. You could be living in a certain way. You could be living in a certain city. I'm in Northern California now. I was living in Southern California. So there's like different situations, different genders, different budgets, different forms of access, different resources, different stores, different mentalities, different threshold levels, different comfort levels. There's so many different ways to detoxify. I made a video, the last live I went, I talked about avoiding. I think a lot of detoxification has to do with avoiding. When we avoid what we need to avoid, we don't place ourselves in situations we don't need to place ourselves in. And some say you can't avoid everything. That's correct, but that's still a part of it. There's still relevancy to avoiding. Right now, I said it for over 10 years. I'll say it again. Aloe vera is one of the greatest ways to detoxify. It's a reason why the ancient Egyptians favored aloe vera, because it helps your epithelial cells. It helps to detoxify yourself in a gentle way. But if you're so far gone, you're gonna need other things. But the aloe vera is so gentle, that gelatinous gel that helps to nurture your stomach, that gelatinous gel that helps to nurture your liver, and that gelatinous gel that helps nurture your colon and start to move the heavy metals down. It starts to move the parasites down so it could be excreted out in various ways. It has those compounds, those vitamins and minerals. It has traces of gold, traces of silver. It has a lot of different nutrients and minerals. The parasites don't like minerals. The parasites don't like vitamins. The parasites don't like what's living. They like what's dead. They like the decomposing fake food. Like, they want us to treat our stomach like a garbage can. The parasites want us to treat our colon like a garbage can. Central Texas, yeah, so I'm guessing it's hot, so that's a good thing. See, when you're in a cold environment, the toxins like to stay trapped in coldness. In traditional Chinese medicine, we call this dampness. When the stomach and the spleen get so damp, like a sewage system. But yeah, aloe vera probably could work for you in Texas. I think that'll be good. There's a lot of different ways. It depends on your budget. A lot of toxins get trapped in the thyroid. A lot of toxins get trapped in the parathyroid, the upper lungs. I mean, who's talking about detoxifying their lungs? What about the car exhaust? Anyway, the detoxification of the lungs is important. Isatis root is a good one. I've been taking a lot of Isatis root to help detoxify. But the thing about it is, you don't want to detoxify and then go back to a toxic lifestyle. You know what I mean? So it's those parasites, when they start fighting in the system. Listen, how do you know if you're really cleansed in a very deep way? Can you go on a 20-day water fast like nothing? Can you go on a 40-day water fast like nothing? And that doesn't even just signify, because that's a topic for another day. How a lot of people are boasting about doing water fasts. Let me just say this about water fasting. Their Pharisees water fasted, but they also disobeyed God. They also went against God. Let's not even go there right now. That's another topic for another day. The devil can give you power to do things that you want to do, but that doesn't mean that you're doing the right thing. Let's just put it that way. You want to do things for the right reasons in the right way as a believer. So I don't want to turn this into a sermon. But just because somebody goes online and they said they can do something, how'd you get that ability? How'd you get that power? Did you get it from God? Did you get it from King Jesus? Or did you get it from a demon or a familiar spirit? That's a whole nother topic for another day. I just wanted to put that out there. Anyway. So, have you done parasite cleanses before? If so, how did you do yours? Man, oh man. Well, have you done it before? Well, there's a lot of different herbs that I've taken to cleanse parasites, but I'm still in the process. It's an ongoing process. I'm not completely free of parasites. I feel like I'm just getting started, especially living in LA, especially with the food. I've been still eating like a lot of standard American stuff. I'm looking to go straight living foods, raw foods. You know, the cleansings that I've taken a lot. I mean, all kind of, I've taken hundreds and hundreds of things, probably thousands. So I don't know what, I used to take garlic every day. That's amazing. I used to take a lot of Sazandra. Now my body doesn't want as much as that. I used to take a lot of gynostemma because the saponins help cleanse and tear down the walls of the parasites. So parasites create these walls. They create these barriers, like they with their waste and with the acidity and the things that they leave behind creates these issues, because they like to protect themselves. So it's a lot going on with the cells and the blood, but just know the environment is very important to cleanse. That's why I am into the green juice now. If anything, I would say get the greens in your system. Get the greens in your system. Get the arugula in your system. Get the cilantro in your system. Get more greens in your system. That's where I'm at right now. If anything that I'm doing right now that I understand more about, and again, I'm coming from a traditional Chinese medicine background where I was biased to the herbs. I was like, hey, I think the herbs are better than the fruits and vegetables. There is no better. It depends on what you need. But I will say this, the environment of the blood, the parasites like to hide in they like to hide in the sexual glands, and they like to hide in the blood. Those are the two, and the thyroid, and the upper lungs. That's the heart. That's some of the hardest areas for people to reach. Even if you're doing your colon cleanses, they still like to hide there. It's a reason. One of the reasons why a lot of people have a hard time going raw is because of the thyroid. They never get to the thyroid or the upper lungs. So their appetite and everything is all shifted. See, a lot of people like to eat like custards and like processed yogurts and thick gelatinous processed food that stay trapped within the saliva glands and the lymphatic system. So they never really get to it. Chaga is one of the biggest ones that helped me in emergency situations for years. I'm talking like it was either go to the hospital or take chaga. So I started taking chaga in 2012. 2012 was when I started taking chaga, and that I used to get the David Wolf chaga online, and then I started getting Daniel Vitalis chaga from his website. And then I started getting other chaga with heavy polysaccharides, because the mushrooms tend to have a lot of polysaccharides, and the polysaccharides is what the parasites don't like. The polysaccharides are weapons that are used against the parasites. But be careful, because then the parasites get mad. So if you can trick the parasite, that's where the fruit. Some people that do fruit juices, like if you do a lot of fruit, that can be powerful, life-changing. It helps save your life. But there's parasites that survive in alkalinizing states. There's parasites that survive and eat fruit sugar as well. They eat fruit juices. So you're pushing the parasites down. If you could push the parasites back for 10, 20, 15 years, that don't mean that you excreted them out from your system. That's why water fasting and green juice fasting and like certain fasting is so valuable. So I used to do chaga parasite cleanses. There's so much to it. There's so much to it. And another thing is, if you've lived in LA, most likely you got parasites. I was all up in LA. And there's something I like to call a LA parasite. I believe there's an LA parasite going around, and I got it. And it's a mean, evil thing. And every time I think it's gone, it moves around, proliferates, and then it shows up again. So the cat's out of the bag. I'll share it with people because I just want to be honest. It's an LA parasite that I've been trying to kill off, and it doesn't want to die off. And I really believe it thrives in an acidic environment. Like, I feel like I need to go raw. Like, I need to be eat living foods and really get my blood saturated with the right greens consistently enough. Some people, they think you go on a cleanse for 4 days, you're good. This could take you 21 years. This is a lifelong, this is life. This is not like, oh, let me do it for a month. This should be our life. So, yeah, I don't know what this is. It's just crazy to me, man. And I thought chaga was going to cover everything. I've killed off, it was 2019. I killed off so much with chaga, so much, only to find out there's another level. I mean, it's beautiful. I feel good. I was feeling healthy at the time, but there's levels to it. It depends on how far you want to go. Some people, they don't want to go down this rabbit hole because you have to stay there with it. Dan McDonald said this, the Life Regenerator. He said one time, I think a lot of people find out, but they don't want to stay there with it. Because who wants to live their life always thinking about toxins? Now, I'm not saying think about it in an obsessive way, but I'm saying that it really is a part of our life. I don't know what else to say. What questions you guys have, or you have? So David Wolf has this parasite video with his cousin talking about parasites. I thought I'd come on here, make a live, talking about the understanding of parasites, the importance to understand that there's toxins in our system that we need to get out. Yeah, I mean, I'm always learning. I'm always learning. And see, and the thing about it is, if you people that carry parasites and think, oh, I'm strong. I've taken so many growth factors, I can't name them all. So I know about the barbaric Viking type of power. I'm a martial artist. I'm an athlete. I know about, I feel healthy enough to live the rest of my life living with parasites. Like, I could do that. We could do that. But I'm not recommending you do it. I understand about the Amazonians that would live with parasites super strong spiritually, so they'll just blot out and just stay heavy. Like, I understand that lifestyle. The Mayan lifestyle, the trickery, I've done that. I'm just saying that you don't want to really do that. You're playing with fire. I know about the goji berries that's packed with IGF. I know about the deer antler that's packed with IGF-1. I know about that, but the thing about it is those people, some people get cancer because the parasites thrive off the heavy metals. They thrive off an acidic environment. They mutate into cancer. They mutate. Then you got the whole pandemic thing and all these different vaccines and all they mutate. Fibroids, cysts, all those different things a lot of people be dealing with and they think it's nothing. They mutate and they influence people mentally, emotionally. People run around with anxiety, insomnia, pain, and they call it all these different things, but it's a need to detox. It's a need to cleanse. But you got to do it in a way that works for you, that's affordable. I'm not rich. I just moved and I couldn't even take my juicer because my luggage was packed so much, so, I do believe in good algae that work for you. I do believe in hydrilla. I do believe in gynostemma. These are all good ones because I'd say it's important to have a systematic approach. If you don't have a systematic approach, a lot of people, the thing about it is society will tell you what we're talking about right now is irrelevant because the truth hurts. And somebody said, well, why aren't they saying this on the Channel 2 News? Because they use the toxins to control the people. So a systematic approach of, I like Paradigm, I like Purium. Purium and Paradigm are doing life-changing stuff. Lou Corona, Dan the Man, they're doing life-changing stuff. Because some people, I know that there's these kits that take maybe a few $100s that you could do for like 3 months, but it'll cleanse you of glyphosate. It'll cleanse you of the necessary things in terms of a foundation so you can think better. You mentioned moving towards raw foods as your goal. I'm heading back that way myself. What's your plan to implement that? I love that question. Absolutely. And wait, did you move out of LA? We could talk after the live. Yes, but yeah, I moved out of LA. I started learning that it's the environment that was driving me crazy. So I moved out back to my hometown, Northern California, as we can see here. More nature. I'm not knocking LA. My plan to move towards raw foods is to make money to buy all the products I need. I need to make the money, and that's the trick. That's the trickiest part for me. That's the hardest part for me. I need money. So I don't know what the heck I do. I need money. So I have a lot of products. I have a lot of things, but see, the thing about it is, it's easy to take a superfood. It's easy to take a herb, but to do the work is another. But no one really wants to do the work. We all want quick fixes. All of us. We all want a quick fix. Give me this pill. Give me this herb. Give me this. But we don't want a lifestyle change. We want to read the Bible and as a nation, we want to tell God, I want this, I want that. You're my genie. It don't work that way. We're supposed to have a loving connection with the Most High. We're supposed to have a loving connection with our temple. We're supposed to have a loving connection with the earth. And not on some sort of metaphysical, prideful, spiritual prideful level. Not on this prideful level. I'm talking about on a true, humble level. Yeah, my plan is to make money to buy Purium and Puridyne products. That's my plan, to buy organic living foods more. I can only buy so much. Right now I'm taking a break from it. I was eating turkey. I'm off of that for like a week. I was eating beef. I've been off of that for a month or 3 weeks. I was eating tuna. Jesus, not cooked. I've been off of that for a week. I was eating it's crazy with the budget thing. My plan is to I've been taking this green powder. I'm taking this green powder right now. That's changing my life. I got aloe vera, 2 bottles. They sell some good aloe vera. Real aloe. It's called real aloe. Not no watered down aloe vera. It's called real aloe. I get it from San Francisco. I'm taking Detox tea, a traditional Chinese medicine detox tea. That's a special detoxification tea that's literally helped change my life and save my life. You can grow a lot of your food. Sprouts. Yeah, I need to start sprouting. Yeah. Perfect time to get seeds around the world. Yep, true. Thank you. Yep, I do need to get that. Local farmers. Yep, I support them. Yeah, I love them. Yep. Amen. I'm just detoxifying, man. I'm detoxifying. I use Dr. Bronner's soap. Everybody's in a different level. Everybody's in a different level. Yeah, what's some more questions you guys have? I'm about to wrap it up. But because I'm in the middle of detoxing. Just lowering the calories is tough. I got bigger. I packed on muscle, a lot of size. Another thing is, I let society get in my head, and I didn't even know it was a subconscious thing. I was like, oh, I don't want to be skinny. Because a lot of times if you detoxify, you can lose weight. But a lot of people say you got to be big and you got to be full of muscle. And I believed it, so it was messing my head up. I don't care about that anymore. I'll be skinny. I don't care about what people think about that. So there's a mental thing too. So I had to embrace being, being a smaller guy. I'm so proud of you. Yeah, oh man, yeah, thank you. It is true. A journey, and you have love. You have to love yourself and be gentle with yourself throughout your life's journey. Yeah, it's good to hear from you. It's good to, God bless everybody. I've been through, so the last 10 months, especially the last, let's see, December, January, February, March, April. The last 5 months, especially, so the last 10 months fully, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. I've been going through some dark times, man. Some of the darkest times in my life. It's been crazy. It was the hardest move in my life. It was crazy. So I'm back just with some sort of sanity. It's been crazy. It's been like, man, it's been like life or death, like crazy stuff. Spiritually, mentally, physically, still craziness. People still hating on me. People still after me. Still evilness going on. I'm still praying. Still got my Bible. Still one of the most hated men in the world. Jesus is still king. Still been outcasted. So this raw food thing, people think, oh, it's just a little raw food. This is war. The devil don't want people healthy. This is war. There is a satanic agenda out to destroy people with toxins. It's no game. It's a conscious parasitic attack. Parasites don't just happen to be. They want to control people through it. This is why it's so imperative. They ain't gonna talk about the colon on the Channel 2 News. They want everybody. They want our kids. They want everybody. That's why it's so imperative. Why it's so difficult. Oh, I'm telling you, man. That's all I got for today. Yeah, no, I can't let what other people want to look like become your goal. Gotta have your own. You're perfectly wonderful. Yeah. God bless. Amen. Yeah. As a guy, you gotta be 6 foot tall, filled with muscle. I believed in it. Stupidly. So, as a guy, you're taking growth factors. I got into this to be a better athlete. I got into health to be a better athlete. I was a pot smoking skater that just wanted to get better. Then I found out it's a spiritual war. And I've been into it for over 16 years. And then I'm like, what the heck? I've been down this rabbit hole. And before you know it, sometimes there ain't nobody to the left of you. Ain't nobody to the right of you. Nobody waking me up saying, hey, let's do it. Sometimes it's just you. Because what happens is when you go down the rabbit hole of health, you start to understand more about generational understanding. It's generational curses, right? And so if you understand something that 150 million people don't, or if you understand something and you're anointed with something that 1 billion people don't see, there's that mountaintop that Dan McDonald's always talking about. You're going to be seen as the crazy one. That's all I got. It's a beautiful day out here, and I'm making a lot of videos across the board. Check out Disciple Stand Up, my other page and account. Check out all the accounts that I have. I'm posting more. And what healing type books do you recommend? What healing type books? Okay. Healing books. Gosh. A lot of good books on parasites, of course. What healing type books? The Bible, number one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. The book that helped me, The Ancient Wisdom for the Chinese Tonic Herbs. The Ancient Wisdom for the Chinese Tonic Herbs, something like that, by Ron T. Garden. I learned a lot about traditional Chinese medicine. Yeah, books by David Wolf. Books by Dan McDonald online. regenerateyourlife.org. A whole bunch of books, man. I recommend I don't know. It's a lifestyle change. It's a lot of us don't want to change our lifestyle. They don't want the politicians, they've mastered the food, the fake food. They've mastered the gluttony. They mastered it. That's why it seems so crazy. They've mastered it. I get really excited when it comes to parasites. It's a huge one, man. It's a huge one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Any more questions? Oh, thank you. I apologize. I wanted this video to be more humble and laid back, but I think I could do that with every topic except maybe 2 topics. 1, parasites, and 2, racism. Those 2 are just like, it's hard for me to be calm. It's very hard for me to be calm. I start talking like a non-patriotic person, but it's all good, It's all about love. It's all about faith. It's just what I see online. It's just these hokey dokey. The vegans are getting a bad rap, but A lot of vegans are becoming prideful. I'm off. Hey, Ayurveda. There's some beautiful things in Ayurveda too. You know, I'm all about it. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. And do my thing. A lot of people feel like they can't cleanse because their ethnic background. You know, I don't see too many Indian people going raw. I don't see too many Mexicans going raw. You know, because the pride of their lineage has them stuck. Those spiritual strongholds and those familiar spirits that don't want people to go down the path of Christ. They don't want it. But when we break out of the ethnic holds, out of the parasitic holds, out of the spiritual holds, out of the generational holds, the curses are broken and we'll see the truth. But a lot of people don't want to see the truth, especially a lot of Indian people. They're stuck in their ways, and that's how the devil gets people, with that racial pride for thousands of years. The Bible talks about this, right? Curses can be in your family for thousands of years until somebody decides to break it in the name of Jesus. And all of a sudden they start to see the blessings from God. This is your boy Mondo. Bowl of Life Nutrition. Cleanse, detoxify. But remember, there's spiritual detoxification, there's mental detoxification, there's physical detoxification, there's emotional detoxification, there's inner child detoxification, there's environmental detoxification, your house. David Wolf talks about putting charcoal in your house, high quality charcoal, just to help detoxify. I'm out. I'm gonna be going on live more posts. I took the posts out of the archives. I was emotional. I was like, I'm gonna take all the posts down. You see the posts are back. They don't have to like me. I'm just a messenger from the Most High. They don't have to like the videos. Keep hating me. I'm one of the most hated men in all the world because Jesus is king. What did he say? You will be hated for my name's sake. That's what Jesus said. I'd rather be hated by the world and loved by Christ. I don't want to be famous. I don't care about being liked. I love people. God bless. I feel like all my videos are turning into sermons now. How can you talk about the physical without talking about the spiritual? You could burn your sage, but that ain't gonna protect you from demons. You can light your candles and do Catholic rituals, but that ain't gonna protect you from demons. Jesus Christ, the King of peace, will protect you from demons. Amen.